Hey y'all, Don here, and I'm making my critical reading response for the first week. But before that, why don't we get to meet me a bit? As you can see right here, I have a video game reference, and also many video games. Very cool. I also own two books that I like to read, and I also do art, but you can't see in this video. If only there was a way or a place you could see my art. Alright, maybe just a little bit. Oh man, I also tend to hyperfixate on things. I think maybe a little bit. Maybe I get a little bit of that building-tism. I also like movies, as you can see from this collection of two posters I own. Oh wait, no, I have a third one. I really like scary movies. Do you like scary movies? Anyway, that's enough jolly autistic leisure. Let's get into the project. This week, we read from an author named Shipka, who talked about the idea of multimodality in composition. After reading Shipka, I very much agreed with the way that they talked about multimodality as a way of composition. I'm a bit of a loose cannon when it comes to writing, composing, I guess, and I sometimes just need to just blurt it out or put it out. In the writing, Shipka talked about pretty much anything in a classroom being a place you could compose a piece of paper, the desk itself, the chalkboard, and I really vibe with that, to be honest. Alright, I lied. You guys are gonna get to see a piece of my art. Understand, I made this intoxicated and at like 2 in the morning and hungry, so this is a self-portrait I drew months ago about how I was sitting right here looking down into the food drawer at a can of Korean barbecue spam. No words except for Vans on the shirt, but I feel like it emphasizes the hunger and desperation. I feel like putting that through Shipka's framework validates it because there are no words to it. I did draw it with a pencil, but there's no words. But I feel like the implication is very clear. What is being said, how it was said, is illustrated. So at this point, it really wants me to ask a question, or like ask how questions or tensions arise responding to Shipka's argument. And honestly, I really can't refute it as like a weird art autistic guy that you can communicate in so many different ways without even having to write words or even write it in pen, just on your drive to class, just look at graffiti on the walls and on the streets. It says something with just a simple phrase: resist, love, fight. It's also interesting to look into what Shipka was talking about, the ever evolving classroom, about how we don't just use paper and pencil anymore. We can also use the computer to do our stuff. You will get no context. And I mean, overall, it really made me think also we communicate and compose anywhere, be it our rooms, in the kitchen. And yeah, that was my video. I am so deeply sorry.